Welcome to episode number 3, signature number 2. If you're really enjoying this series so far, please subscribe and click that bell button so you know when the next video is going to be available. What I love about making signatures is the diversity that you can create through paper. There is no limit. In today's episode, we're going to be playing with paint swatches, making some creative tabs, and putting a bird in a cage. Come and join me. So for this one, this is the cover, okay, and then I have a few others here that are blank. I pre-made my signatures for these, for what I'm going to add in here. This one, put the house, put the girl on top, kind of did some embellishments here, right? I added a tape. Here's a little bit of paint swatch that I did. Attached it using washi tape on both sides. My back. I put I don't know if you can see it there, but I put the lines. Okay, and I put all the lines in all of these. This cover to the signature is already done. I'm going to put that over there. This one is pretty much all done. Okay, I kind of just made something here. Here's another paint swatch here. I put my initial. It goes like that. Put some interesting thing here, finding my true self. Covered it with the ink. I just have to put something here. And I've already pre-made all of my signatures in here. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to show you the interesting sort of tab that's going to come off the edge of this one. Just remember that when I made all these signatures, I made sure that all of them fit so that it was flush against the main page of my signature here. Okay, so I just made sure after I drew my lines, I made sure that they were all flush. So if I had to cut off a little bit, then I did. What I'm going to do for an interesting tab, a picture, and this is a picture of Christ. And what I did is I blew up the image and then I mirrored the image so that I could have him sort of like this, right? First of all, I'm going to put him here where he's kind of outside of the edge of my signature. And then I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to glue him down, I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to put him on the other side. Okay, like that. Before I start doing that, I'm going to just go around him with a Sharpie pen. So I'm going to do the second one and then I'll come back. Okay, we're back. So I have used my black Sharpie pen and I have traced around the edge so the edge looks darker and I don't see white there. So I'm going to take this one first, okay? Okay, and I'm going to glue him to the edge, but I'm going to make sure that he's sort of going off the edge, and his body is going to be like a tab for this signature. This is a creative tab that I talked about in my intro to this episode. Kind of in the middle of my signature. Use my paper here when I glue him down. Make sure he's down really well. So now I'm going to flip him over, and I'm going to put the other side here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that his body lines up with the body on the back. So now all I do is just go back in and cut off the excess. So I'm going to get my Sharpie again. Just make sure I go around it, all of it, just to the edge. Now his body is like a tab. So when I put this all back in here, put that in here, put my other signatures in there, right? His body is like a tab. Okay, like that. Okay, so after I've glued that, I did some embellishments around him. So I used my white paint pen, and I traced around him. Okay, and then I took a fine-tipped Sharpie, and I just made dots around him. I also used some of my markers, my watercolor markers, to kind of just do him a little bit darker so he's a little bit more defined. I'm just going to do that to the back now. I took the lightest gray and then I just went over him using a very fine touch. And there you have it, a creative tab. I also mentioned in my introduction that I was going to make do something with paint chips. I'm going to make some flip up cards on my signature using paint chips. So I had here a picture of the temple, right? And that's going to be my cover of my little kind of flip up book that I'm going to make and create on my signature. Okay, so I have the cover right there, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to try to fit all of the 6, so I have 6 of them in all. I'm going to try to fit all of them on here. If I can't, I'll just leave 1 or 2 out, whatever works for me. So these certain paint chips, if you can see, they're kind of curved, right? So they're curved at the top, and I don't want that because I need a straight edge when I put them in my book. So I've cut all these. And I'm just gonna cut this one. So I'm just gonna cut that little curve off, just like I've done the others. And it's off. Okay, so I have 5 of these. Should be flush now, okay? And this will go on top of it, just like that. Okay. They're beveled at the bottom. That's great. I don't care about that. Okay. So before I do anything with these, I have to do something with the back. Okay, because they are going to be flipped up. When they flip them up, I want to make sure that I have place to do also my writing with each flip tab. I need to cover the back of all of these. So I'm going to just put my signature away for now because I'm going to worry about these. So first of all, if you can see, I'm going to cut this off here because I want it to all be the same size. I'm just going to take one of these and I'm just going to cut it. Just like that. So now all of this should work just like that. Okay, so like a nice little book. Right? So let's cover this first. Okay, so I have this and this. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to cover this. So I want to make sure that the bevel edge, I don't want to put too much up here. This already has my lines on it. I'm going to glue this down. I'd like this. There's a reason for everything. I really like that, so I'm actually going to include it on here. And now I'm just going to cut this out. So what I'm going to do is, because I don't have lines here, I'm just going to draw my lines here like I do on my signatures, and I'm going to do the same for the backs of these, and I will come back. Okay, so I have finished all of my paint swatches. I covered the back and they all have lines on them now. Making sure that all the beveled edges are going where they need to go. First of all, what I want to do is I want to measure top of my surface, and I'm going to measure in about 1/2 inch. I'm going to put my ruler across that. I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and I'm just going to score it. I'm not going to cut all the way through, but I'm just going to lightly score it. So then I'm going to, where I scored it, I'm going to fold it up very gently. I'm making a fold. I'm going to take my bone folder. Make sure it's got a nice crease there. I'll do that to all of them and then I'll come back. Okay, so we are back. So I have all of my paint chips here, right? And they're all scored and folded back a 1/2 inch. Okay, so let's start with my cover. What I've done first is that I have put this the top of this fold flush to the top of my signature and made sure that that fits there right across. What I've actually done, so I know that I'm putting this down centered, each one, I've drawn a very light pencil line all the way down. So when I add each one right after it, that I know that it is centered and where it's going to go. So it won't kind of lean to the right or the left. But before I do that, I have to put double-sided tape on the back of my fold of each of my paint chips. So I'm going to do that. This one is 3/8 of an inch, but it should fit on this one pretty good. So I'm going to cover all of the back of my folds of all of my chips with my double-sided tape, and I will come back. Okay, so we're back. So I have put the double-sided tape on each of my bendable paint strips. Okay, and we're going to start with my cover first. Okay, so made sure I used my bone folder to really put that on really, really good. And I'm going to put it right here at the top. Make sure, remember I have these 2 lines going down. I want to do it about a 1/2 inch down from my top. Before I did this, I made sure that all of my chips would fit all the way down and that the fold wouldn't come over my signature bottom. A 1/2 inch from the top, making sure that they are both within the lines. So that's my first one. Okay, my second one. Okay, and I'm going to put it very close to the bottom. It's not going to touch. I'm going to leave just a very, very small gap. Once again, I am making sure that it's between my line. Just comes across the bottom there. All the way like that. And there are my flip ups. Okay, so I have my flip up here. Here's my signature. And I'm a little bit concerned because this is quite heavy on this paper. And so I have thought that I'm going to just put another sheet, thicker paper on the back, just to kind of support that, because I can just see that sort of tearing and it not being secure enough. So I have made this sheet. I did my lines. I cut out like a whale. I really liked the whale. I cut out different letters from my magazine. I glued them down. I did my double-sided tape, making sure that it's really down with my bone folder. And I'm going to take the tape off and secure it to the back of my signature to give this little book more support. I feel better about that. That just gives it a little bit more support. So I have my flip up paint chip cards here, my little book. Turn the page, and then that's on there, with my lines that I can still write on it. I also mentioned at the beginning that I needed to put a bird in a cage. So what I did here is that I basically just drew out a bird cage on some scrapbooking paper, drew it, and then I cut it out. Before I glue it in here and show you what I'm going to do, I'm going to put ink around the edges of my signature, okay, just to kind of give it some depth. So I'm going to do that now. Put our bird in a cage. So first of all, I wanted this to go there. Kind of just position my bird so that I can see him really good in here. So I'm going to lift him up. I'm going to take a pencil, trace around him so I know that when I glue him in, he's kind of where I need him to be. Just kind of guidelines. Now the next thing I'm going to do is, I have these little things. Okay, so they're like tickets. Okay, I got this from a scrapbooking store. I have little heart tickets. And I have like woman tickets. And I have tickets as well with the flowers on it. So I'm going to use all of them, and I'm actually going to make tags with the tags at the top. I'm going to glue them down, but I'm also going to sew buttons to hold them down. I also have this black ribbon that I wanted to be hanging from my bird cage. That. And then I want my ticket to go over top of my cage rope. Let's just move that aside. Now I'm going to do something with this after. I'm going to make like a bow or something to go on it, but for now I want to do my tags. Okay, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that. So first of all, I'm going to get this ticket. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold them over. Match like that. So first of all, I'm just going to really lightly just glue it down. I don't want it off too far, okay, or it's going to really stick out like a sore thumb. first one, I've chosen this button. So I already have a thread needle. Like that. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on top. I'm going to make sure that this tab is down. I'm going to put it like that on top of my tag. Let's go this way. That way I know, right, from the top. Loop here. So I'll just put it through my needle through the loop. I'm going to do this about like 3 times. Okay, and I'm going to go over onto this side. Okay, I'm going to go through what I've just sewn. Come up. Put my needle about 3 times through the hole, through this loop. Taut right there. And my scissors. Just like that. You can see that. And there's my little tag. Cute. So cute. Okay, so I'm going to sew buttons on to my other 2 and I will come back. So we're back. I have my 3 tabs. So super cute. And I wanted to just make a bow for the end of my ribbon here for my bird cage. So I'm just going to make a bow here. So there you have it. Thank you so much for joining me today. Our next episode is number 4 with signature number 3. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell button. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.